Just a little bit of a CGC return today. Nothing too crazy. I sent in some no rarity and some shiny V, I think. That's all that's in here. Might show some more in-depth pictures and stills of some cards, but I generally grade every no rarity starter I come across because I just think the value in them graded is a lot higher. This is just absolutely beautiful. You got to get some of these people, even if you just get one for yourself, buy a graded 9 or 9.5 or a 10, and they're just like inside these cases, they are just utterly breathtaking. Like the shine, everything. CGC is they're pretty good. You know, they're pretty accurate. They're pretty thorough. The scales make sense usually when you have a 10 on a subgrade. Well, not usually, almost 99%. The card reflects that. If it's got a 10 surface, generally the surface is extremely clean. It's high gloss. There's no like print lines. There's no scratches. There's no bends. There's no anything. Like they're really accurate at grading within their own scale. Now, I'm not saying they're better than any other company. I'm just saying, like, within their own scale, a 9.5 and a 10 grade is generally better than the 9 grade for each subgrade. If it's got a 10 on corners, we'll have a look here. Even zoomed in, these corners are very, very clean. And yes, this is a brand new Japanese card, and I have a phone camera, so it could be a lot worse with a better camera, but this is just nice. I mean, this has got a 9.5 on edges, and let me see if I can find anything. Oh man, fingerprints on these things when you're sweating is like really rough. Alrighty, let's see if I can find. That's the problem. When you have a pristine 10, it's 0.5 off. You're basically just like 39.5 out of 40. And finding the flaw with like human naked eye is just like almost impossible because they use loops. They go up and down all four edges with a loop on every card. So it's just, we just can't compete. Sometimes you'll see a little bit of stuff. I got 4 fucking cats. I can't get hair everywhere. Look how clean this is. 9.5 surface. That means it's very, very clean. Sometimes these silver borders can have some scratches. Now we get into some more old stuff. There's a lot more like variance. See here, we got this little corner fold. So if the rest of this card is relatively clean, not too bad. Some light back scratches through. Like me personally, if this was a raw card, I wouldn't toe the line of calling this near mint. That's just me personally. But within CGC scale, this is a 7.5. And if you had a card that was an 8, it would generally be better. This is a 6.5, so either it is, they've noticed a lot more wear. So the surface grade is dropped by 1. I think there's something like a little bit of gunk on the surface there. There might be a bend or something. I'll try not to go to the... This is not like a video to judge CGC grading, but if you haven't used them, maybe this can help you out, give you a better idea of what you can send. I don't think it's perfectly like a 7.5. Might even go to a PSA 6 sometimes, depending on the card. But then this 8 looks really nice. Like you notice like a significant difference as the card goes up. So this is like an 8 on surface, and it's just strictly better than a 7.5 surface. It's just really, it's really just how it is. Like that's just what I'm looking for personally. I don't really care what is it versus this? What is it versus that other company? I care if the 6 from this company can match against its 7 and its 5s. So this is a much worse Charmander with your 5.5 on surface and the 6.5, so it gets dragged up to a 6. And it's worse than the 7.5. And then we got a 6.5 here. So I'm guessing slightly better than the 6. A little bit worse than the 7.5. That's just all I'm really looking for. There's nothing else to it. Oh, this cat hair is just so disgusting. But it is what it is. There's a 9.5. I'll probably do some more return videos if people want to see them. I'd like to go back in the future and see what I had, because a lot of these cards I do put them up for sale. So it is nice to go back. It's crazy, you get like a pack fresh modern Japanese card and it gets a 9.5. But, you know, I trust them. They're very thorough. And they're very accurate. And you can see here, a bunch of chipping on that corner there. So obviously that affects the edges in the corner grade. A high graded 9.5 generally will cross to a PSA 10, in my opinion. Look at that swirl. What else we got here? 8.5 surface. So let's see if we can find some surface where... Back's a little bit... Looks like it was just stored without a sleeve. I grade every Charizard. I don't care if it's a 1 or 10. I grade every single Charizard I get. I feel like you should too. So what's this? It's got a 9 on edges, 9.5 corners, 10 surface. So edges, there should be tiny bit of edge right at the top there. And maybe one of the corners will be, I think this one here has a little, it's not perfect, and that reflects the grade. I mean, that's just all, that's all you can ask for. There's a lot of duplicates. I graded Galarian Zigzagoons and the Suicune card because they're just my favorites. Really wanted to get a 10 of each so I could just put in one of my boxes and finish that. Getting full graded set 10s of all the shinies would be like a dream that I might be able to achieve. I'll just have to buy a lot of them, grade them, and then sell anything that's not a 10. I think that's the only way. If you want to put a little bit of effort in, you can do these things. They're only $5 to $10 each, and grades only $10, but it takes time, effort, patience. You need like a sales platform. You need to learn how to like run a proper business. But after you get through all those hurdles, which they're not very hard, especially these days, there's so much help out there, so many people willing to help. I'm willing to help if you need anything. All you gotta do is ask. This is a nice rarity Pikachu. These are like 200, 300 raw now. Crazy, and that's just for like a light played copy. I think these are like, I have more, but I sent off my 4 best on standards. I didn't want to pay too much to grade a played copy, but we're looking at an 8 here. 8 here? Yeah. It's got 1 chip up the top. It's off-centered. I know it's hard to see with all my fingerprints, but it's got a few scratches on the card that might be on the case, but if I bought this as a near mint to mint card, I'd be happy. That's just how it is, really. Like, the only thing worse gets if the card was mint, as mint can be, and had a tiny little crease in it, and it was an 8, I'd be happy. If it looks like that, just a little bit worse in all areas, I'd be happy. I mean, what more can we ask for as consumers? There's generally very few grades by CGC that I don't agree with. Definitely not on the lower end. On the higher end, if I'm like 0.5 away from a 10, yeah, it hurts, like it sucks, but I'd rather them be just like true to what they do. So what is this? 9.5 on edges. It must be. Sometimes it's so hard to see. Okay, sorry, I'm looking myself. No, I'm not looking through the camera. I think I see something on the top, but it's so minuscule. It's so like you need a loop. These are really good. I still think these are underpriced, especially if they don't. If these don't get reprinted into another set, these are gonna be like out of control moon level, because they're just so impressive as a card. These two, and they obviously don't grade very well. These are two out of a sealed pack that I opened, both with surface issues, both with bad centering. Guessing there's some tiny scratches because it's like a full holo. Yeah, you really need to get like at least one of these, even if you don't want to get the actual Pikachu of the set, because those two cards really are nice. I like this Charizard as well, but I think I found this before. I think right there is my problem. There's a bend. It kind of goes like down like that. Now I don't know. Obviously I bought this as a mint card from some Japanese store. I feel like it might have something to do with the embossment of the flame, but obviously sometimes this happens. Look how this looks as I spin the light around. That's nuts. But yeah, sometimes that happens, you know. I honestly didn't pre-check the VMAX Charizard because I would have sent it regardless. There's a lot of cards that I'll just send, even if it's a cheaper card, I'll spend more time looking at it, but that kind of card is like an always grade for me personally. We got a 9. This is a special box promo. I bought 6 of these on release. They weren't easy to get. They were like 120, maybe $120 each for the sealed packs. And honestly, I might put these up for sale. And if I can sell one graded Pikachu for the same price as a sealed pack, that means I can gain one Milotic and one Sobble every time. That's a killer. 8.5 centering, 10, 10, 9.5. So this one's 0.5 off Gem Mint, and then centering kills you. But you can see that it's obviously off centered top to bottom, like by real bad. And you see it's got the edges here, 9.5. Look at that, a little bit of whiting. Just super consistent grading. Yes, CGC is slowing down greatly as well, so if you want to get cards in, I'd do it sooner than later. 9 on edges, there's a big one there, and a big chunk down the bottom there. Not really big chunks, but, and I think they're a little bit edge wear up there. But yeah, I'll probably do more grading mail days, trying to explain the grades and what to look for and why. If you like it, let me know, I guess. If you don't, I'll stop doing them, as they don't really benefit me. Just do it for the future. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate all the nice messages and words I get. I hope I help you guys in your buying, selling, and investing. But yeah, keep up the good work.